Hey boardies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. This is to do the insert for the anniversary edition of the Castles of Burgundy by Stefan Feld and published by Alea. As you can see here, I've only got the English rulebook. I do not have the other rulebooks in here, just because I don't tend to use the other languages ones. And I have chucked in some player aids, which do not actually come with the game, which you might be familiar with, but I just wanted to put them in there too. So over here, we've got nicely slotted in here, nothing's moved around, and that's due to the slight notches, as I'll show in a second, for where the duchies go. There's even another little small player aid. So if you haven't checked out my other kind of insert videos, make sure you check out my accessories playlist too. As you can see, the board fits very nicely in here too. You can see these little notches. So there's two tiers of notches. The first one for the duchies, the second one relating to the actual main game board. And as you can see, just one space there for the die, obviously used each round. Okay, let's start off with the hex box. So in terms of grabbing this, you can see there's a slight gap here, so it's quite easy just to grab it out. I'll just lift up here for a second. Everything here can be upside down, as you can see. They're the only insert company that seem to actually do it, which is why I particularly like them, and being wooden over, say, plastic stuff. So over here, you can see you've got your farmland tiles, your castles, your ships, your mines, obviously the central depot black tiles. Then you've got your beige building tiles as well, plus bases for those expansions found in this particular version of the game. Let's just put that up, and you know what? Let's just put it away again. You can see underneath there is text telling you where to put stuff. The coin worker box, again, comes with a lid, and you just do it like this. And you can see you've got your coins and your workers in there too. As you can see, this is the full depth of the box now. And then over here, I don't tend to ever use them. These are the player aids. As you can see, I have to go in a certain orientation because of how everything goes in. So it's quite a handy visual. Now this I'll do next, I think, because, or you know what, I'll do in a second. I want to show you this. So here we have the player box, each of the four colours. You can see your respective counters, dice, etc. Score tracker, which I don't tend to bother with the 100/200 marker. So if we have a look at the board, you can see that in relation to where you are going to have these pieces, they can go straight on here. It's pretty much the same size, and that's extremely useful. So what you can do is all get it up ready in advance, where I tend to shuffle them up, and therefore you've got yourself of the 42 tiles shuffled up to put 25 in, and you're ready to go for each of the rounds. So that goes in there next. All right, next up we have got the, let's go with the trade goods box. So here's your 42 tiles. Obviously you don't need all of them, but make sure you shuffle them up with those 25 starter ones each game. And that's what I tend to do. And then you can slide these out. So these are just going to slide out here. And I saw that bit with empties, that can go back in there. We have got the bonus box, which is the two I don't tend to bother taking out. You can know who scored them what. But here you go, you've got all your respective small pieces going on here for if you're scoring first to get 5, 6 or 7 points. Or if you are doing it second, 2, 3 or 4, obviously proportional to the player count, 2, 3 or 4 players, gives you 5, 6 or 7 points respectively. And then everything can go slot it back in again. We've shown you this. Haven't actually tried out the trade route tiles, but as you can see, those are available to play with as well in that corner. And lastly, the shield box as well, which time of recording I also haven't touched on, but as you can see, those are found there too. So there we go, that has been the insert for the Castles of Burgundy Anniversary Edition. Everything just slots back in nicely into here. And in terms of my rating, it's a great insert. I will say that these are very tight for the hex box in particular. To get them in, we talk about probably less than 0.1 mil clearance. So that's not a problem, but you can typically only go about 4 of these at a grab. So if you want to try and just put them in, yeah, it doesn't take too long. As you can see, it's very straightforward. And you can play around with these little small like notch pieces as well. So these can come out and you can place them in wherever you want to in relation to dividing stuff. There's no kind of set order, but you can see they are color coded as to where you want to put your respective types of hex tile. So that goes back in there. You're then going to place on your board, and you can see it fits very neatly and nicely there. Then you're placing on your duchies, which again, you can see there's a little notch going on for where that can go, and that goes flat. And then of course you're ready to close the lid. No need for a band, unlike some games such as Western Legends with all the expansions. But there we go. Hope you found it of interest. Thanks so much for watching. That has been the Castles of Burgundy in my box insert. Back to the table.